What about Anthem 2.0? So the biggest game failure, maybe in recent memory, and then, well, I guess Cyberpunk. I don't feel like Cyberpunk failed as hard because Cyberpunk's actually a good game underneath all that garbage. Whereas Anthem was not a good game under all that garbage. It just had fun action gameplay, which wore off very quickly. So BioWare has been basically completely redeveloping Anthem from scratch. They're completely redoing the loot systems. They're building entirely new areas. They're putting in basically a whole new concept almost in terms of what Anthem is moving forward. And they're going to re-release that bad boy at some point. And so I think that, and they're also releasing information, screenshots, concept art. They're showing the new UI. They're completely overhauling that game, hoping it's going to be the next No Man's Sky or the next Final Fantasy, whatever. And so Anthem 2.0 could be a sleeper hit. Everybody wants that game to be great because flying around and killing stuff as one of those Iron Man robots was super fun. Just everything other than that was terrible. And so that's what they're working on right now, is fixing all the terrible things. So I think that that is a title to keep an eye on. It could, if it is actually good, it won't be as successful as Destiny 2. It won't be as successful as Destiny 2 or the Destiny franchise, but it could be somewhere in terms of popularity, somewhere between Warframe and Destiny, and fall into that number 2 slot in that looter shooter multiplayer game category. However, given BioWare's history, given BioWare's turnover in terms of their leadership, I would say we have a less than 50% probability that they'll actually pull it off at this point. So Ross is shaking his head. Yeah. He's like, AWOL, what the hell are you talking about? They have no chance. What do you think about this?
Well, I agree. First of all, I'm glad you mentioned about leadership, because I was going to say, if we have to use that example for Microsoft with the studio heads leaving them, then we have to talk about Casey Hudson and Mark Dara leaving BioWare. I think it was earlier this month, actually. So that's a huge loss in leadership. What separates Anthem from what No Man's Sky did is immediately after No Man's Sky launched, which we can all agree was just a total disaster, they immediately started releasing new content, like within months and months and months, and build it up. We're going to be past 2 years since Anthem came out, that the relaunch is going to happen. Even if it's successful, I don't know. I personally feel like I hope it's good, but I feel like it's just going to be way too little, way too late. I think after 2 years of no updated content, of knowing what's happening behind the scenes at BioWare, I think it's a dead game, unfortunately.